Hello everyone, welcome to AG Africa. Today I'm super excited because I am going to be showing you how to make an American Girl doll bucket hat. Leah is already in her swimsuit, so we got to make her a bucket hat so that her kind of summer outfit, summer look is complete. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe down below. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Sophia and I make American Girl videos. And there are some really awesome videos coming up, especially next week. I'm super excited. So definitely hit that subscribe button. And with that being said, let's get started. So you're going to want to start off by taking your doll. Ta-da! And you're going to want to measure her head. So bucket hats are consisted of 3 different pieces. You basically have the top circle, you have the kind of this part, and then you have the bill that goes out. So right now we're going to be measuring how large we want the circle to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my measuring tape. I'm going to start here we go. I'm going to start it right at the top of her head, and then I'm going to just measure back. So I ended up going with 6 inches for this top circle, and then for the brim, the circumference of that circle was about 11 inches, or at least that was for the plates that I used. Okay, so keeping in mind around 8 or 7 inches, I went out and got myself a plate for the hat part and another plate for the brim. And if you're just curious, kind of the comparison to like her head, boop. So this is actually probably like, seems really big, but it's also important to remember that you do want some, oh, you can't even see. Here it is. You want some seam allowance.
No, it was way too big. I don't know what I was thinking.
Like if you just look, that'll be the brim. So if you want to see kind of like the brim to kind of hat ratio, oh, I can't see. There it is. So this is going to be the amount of brim that the hat has. So then taking your fabric, lay it out to see what my markings are, but just please be careful if you're using like a plate or something, because you do not want to stain a plate. So if you are using marker, make sure it's washable. We love washable markers.
There we go. So there we have a perfect circle. It's a little blurry. And then you want to go ahead and center it the best that you can. You want to line it up and draw in the center another circle. And that is basically, in essence, the beginning of the bucket hat. And then you just want to go ahead and cut that out. This circle bit. To get to the center, just choose one of the sections and then cut. Just cut up. And then cut the inside circle.
Okay, so now setting aside the brim, take out the center circle. And so the next thing we're going to be, okay, why can I never just put things in the center? We are going to cut out kind of the height of the hat, I guess. Oh, look at that, I'm covered in marker. So if you're trying to figure out how long it needs to be, we're just going to make it the measure of the circumference. So my circle is 6.5, it shrunk, or at least it feels like it did, but that's okay, is 6.5. So what I'm going to do is, using math, you are going to multiply the circumference by pi, or 3.14, which is an approximation. So for me, that is approximately 20.5, but I'm going to round that up to 21 just because that's an easier number to work with. So I'm going to bring back out my fabric, finding one of the edges. Okay. We got a little bit of that. Let's try and find a nicer edge. Here we go. And so then what you're going to want to do is measure out 21 inches. My little marking over there. And then decide how tall you want your bucket hat. So how kind of low, Leah's ponytail's getting messy. Oh well, how low you want it to come down on her head. So for me, I think I want it to come down about 2 inches. So taking my measurement, I'm going to measure up 2 inches. And then I'm going to cut out that rectangle. And the final thing that we need to cut out before we can get to sewing is we're going to cut out a second brim, just so that our brim has a little bit of extra support. To make this easier, I'm going to actually fold my brim in half. So you have to fold your fabric in half. There we go. Smooth it down. Line up the edge. And I'm just gonna say it now, I literally lined it up in the stupidest way possible, and don't do it like me. I literally cut out an entire little mini circle. I don't know why I did this, I was just being really dumb, so don't be me. Okay, so the next thing, we are gonna start by taking our circle for our head, get rid of the 2 brims, and the rectangle that is the kind of the height of the hat. And you're going to want to good side start pinning this around the circumference. And here it is. Okay, and then go ahead and sew along these lines.
I love how in all the clips of me sewing, there's just my arm.
And here is the hat. So it looks really weird right now, but basically here is the basic form of it. But at least it's coming together. So now, just setting this aside, we're going to work on the brim of the hat a little bit. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is we're going to be putting these, they're going to be good side to good side in the end. So they're, okay, it's going to look like this in the end. So you're going to want to put them good side to good side. And you're going to want to sew around the edges. Okay, so here is what it looks like. So just flip it inside out. And then the next thing we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be sewing little lines around each side. And it sounds a little confusing now, but it makes a lot of sense.
Around the brim twice, and this is what it looks like.
And now we are going to connect the brim to the hat part.
I just pinned it, and now we're going to sew. I also want to take this opportunity to say that you can sew this by hand. You could also make more lines, and if you want, you could also do more layering. There's a lot of different ways you can be creative with this. This is just the way I did it. And now that I've sewn all around, I'm just going to clean up the inside and cut some of the loose strings, and let's see how it looks on the doll.
Here it is. Isn't it so cute? I think that it fits her head so nicely. I love the clean little white lines. I think 2 was just the right amount. I think it comes over her head. You could pull it down a little more if you want to, but I think it looks so cute. Just like that. Okay. Whoopsie daisies. I don't know. I think it looks so cute. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to see more like sewing crafts. I also did a couple other crafts, although they weren't as sewing intensive, but a fabric craft I did with actually the same material were some cute little shoes. So that will be linked down below. And then also check out the video on screen. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next Sunday. Bye!